This is the code for the 2024 robot. Just these first few lines here, pretty straightforward if you're familiar with Arduino coding. Just kind of setting up the pin modes. We have one input pin for a button, which toggles the scoop position. And then we have just two motor output pins going from the Arduino to the motor controller. Initially, when I first started working on the code, it was considerably more complex when I had encoders coming in, I had interrupts going on. But when I was forced to significantly reduce the electrical complexity of the system, the code complexity went right down with it. So moving on from those basic setup functions, it's just quite a simple sketch here. In my looping function, we just check the button state, and I kind of set up some basic logic to toggle it. And when it is changes state, the motor will run for 0.5 seconds, which is enough time to move the scoop from one position to the other, and then the direction of the motor's running is just connected to which toggle state it's in. So this is a very basic sketch, and all it does is uses a button to toggle the direction that the motor will spin for half a second. So extremely simple. And then at the bottom, I just have a very lazy debouncing system where we just delay for 50 milliseconds, just to ensure there's no bouncing. If you're familiar with that, that's often an issue with buttons. So yeah, a very simple code here. And as I did mention, it used to be much more complex, but it had to be axed down considerably. I'd also like to mention that my plan was to use a Raspberry Pi to run this device and use Python. But given that I have more experience with Arduino, I decided to just use an Arduino for this iteration. But in the next one, I am intending to use Raspberry Pi.